What, bitch? Tell me.
Wait, someone needs to hear this.
Yo.
Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast. Please say it again. I am your host, Lily.
And I'm your other host, Sadie.
And welcome back to episode 2 again, part 2, where Sadie is going to spill the tea on her ex friendship. That's on period.
I'm ready for this.
Yes, I hope you guys had a good 2 days before this. And I hope you're ready because this one's also very juicy. And actually, it's kind of crazy because I was here for it all.
Yeah. Lily's a part of the story.
I'm part of the story, so I don't need an alias name. My name will be Lily Bitch.
Yeah. So, yeah, again, just a little disclaimer. Every name in my story is fake. I don't know anyone by the name of these names except for Lily, so
Correct.
yeah, don't try to be a cyberbully. We don't want none of that. Don't waste your energy. It's literally not even worth it.
No.
But yeah, so I'm just really gonna jump right into it. Let me tell you how I met Tanya. Me and Tanya met my sophomore year of high school. I had just moved to a new school, and so had she. And I think that's like how, like, where the interest arose to like be her friend. And then also like she was really cool. Like again, it's like she's one of those people that in the time of my life that we were really close. That's what I needed. Maybe that's what she needed. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so we met sophomore year. Throughout the year we slowly became friends, and that friendship turned into a sisterhood. I'm not even gonna lie. There was one point where, we lived together. She lived in my house for a couple of months, so I'm not gonna like go too much into detail about all of that kind of stuff. But it was like a sisterhood, and she's someone that I really looked up to. She was 2 years older, I think. So when I was a sophomore, she was a senior. And so it was kind of like she was someone that I looked up to. But yeah, we really bonded, became a sisterhood, this kind of thing. So flash forward almost 6 years of friendship. It was
crazy.
So yeah, I was planning on going back to school this last February. So this story is also really like recent. And the school that I go to, I have a really rigorous schedule. There's really not any time to work, or like there's no jobs that are flexible enough to work while I'm in school. So it's really good to go in with a savings, something that you can live off of, like groceries, phone bill, thing like that. And you can get a job on campus, but again, like there is competition because everybody wants to have a job on campus. So we had talked when I went on a road trip in early November, and I expressed to her, like, I am going to go back to school next February. I'm just trying to figure out like a way to be able to put aside a savings because LA is really expensive and you spend what you earn. Like, I think I was spending more living in LA than I was like making. And so we both agreed. It was like she was going to help me out. I was going to help her out. So without even hesitation, and I still like, like this is still a huge thing. Like I really appreciate that. We agreed to help each other. And she had a kid, and this kid, I love this kid even still today. Oh my God, so much love there. But she was like, we'll switch all of the daycare over to you. And then, you could just stay here for 2 months and set aside that money and save. And I was like, that is such a good idea. Like, yeah, like, let me do that. So I moved back to Oregon for 2 months, and things started out really well the first week or two. And it was hard because I am in a pretty serious relationship. So the first like week I was really like homesick. I was missing my boo-boo and things like that. But other than that, like things were going great. And then it just got to the point where it wasn't. Like, you can really feel when things aren't going so great. And we both felt it. And I will like take ownership of that. Like I could have come to her sooner and said like, hey, like the vibe is off. Like let's talk about it. Like let's figure it out. But I didn't know. I really thought it was like me in my head, like overthinking things, because there was nothing like she would never tell me like, oh my gosh, like stop doing this, or like the problem is this. Like, you know, it was just kind of we were just like in a weird like energy filled with each other kind of. And also like I just took it as like this is an adjustment period, like this and that. And I think I had expressed that to Lily because I did hang out with her a few times, like in the like early stages, and I would tell her like things felt off, but I really don't know what it is. I don't know if she's like, you know, upset. I don't know. But I was always just like, I wish she would like tell me. And that's my biggest thing. Like, if you have an issue with someone, just like go tell them. Like, it's really not that hard. But at that point, I didn't have an issue with her, like to go tell her, and I didn't want to make something out of nothing. So, you know, time kind of went on like that. This is how it started for me. So one day she left her phone with her kid, and I was just, you know, looking out for them, and the kid was on the phone, and it like was going off, and so like I was like by the kid, and I saw like it was one of her friends like texting back, and I think my name was like in it or something like that. And so basically, long story short, she was texting this friend about me, like talking shit. And it was just things like
disrespect.
Right. It was just things like that I had no clue of. And it's like, first of all, like, come talk to me about these problems. Like, don't talk to someone I don't know or that doesn't know me, because then they would know the character, like my character, and they would know that that's probably not the full story.
Right.
So, I have no shame over here. Like, I'm not guilty of anything. So I'm just gonna share like some of the things that it was. But I guess, you know, me and her partner, let's call Lucy, were we were pretty close. We were going to the gym together, and I was like getting closer to her partner, like for the sake of her, like. And her partner was a cool person. Like we would go to the gym, we hang out, talk, whatever. The more I got to know her, like the cooler she was, and I was like, I really thought it was a great friendship. But I guess Tanya didn't think so. I don't know if like Tanya was getting a little jealous that me and Lucy were hanging out, which is like, first of all, you could have just like came to me and said, you know, I don't feel comfortable with you guys going to the gym or whatever, or you know, whatever the case may be, just say it. Like, don't go talk to other people about that. Like, that's so dumb. So after that, like after reading some of that stuff, it like really like unsettled me. Like I could feel it in like the pit of my stomach. I was just so sick. I didn't even finish reading the stuff because honestly, like whatever, like I wasn't gonna like snoop through everything. I just kind of read what popped up, and gave the phone back to the kid and kind of just ignored it. And I think I had told Lily like what I found and what I should do. And then I think like a week later, because we didn't really see each other a lot because she would be at work, Tanya would be at work, and I'd be watching the kids. So it wasn't like, you know, there was a whole bunch of time to be like, oh my God, like let's talk, you know. But then one day we did get the chance to talk, and I gave her an out to kind of like say her piece. And it like got to the point where I remember I told my boyfriend, I told Lily, I was like, I don't know if we're going to be friends after this, because it is true. Like, you know, you do grow apart from your friends, especially like when you're growing up and, you know, going from being a teenager to an adult. Like, there's just certain things that change. And I was like, maybe I just don't like her anymore. I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is, but
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we're just not supposed to be friends anymore. And so I was like, you know, coming to peace with that. I was like, you know, once I leave, that's probably like it, you know? And so we were in the car talking, and she expressed the same thing. She was like, I didn't know if we'd be friends after this. Like, I was just feeling like we were like really adjusting to each other again. Like, she was saying things that like, she was just being really broad, like instead of like addressing the situation head on, which is what she should have done. Like, tell me your problems and I can fix it. And that's what I told her. I was like, yeah, like I completely like feel like what you're saying. Like the vibe has been off and the energy has been weird, but I just want you to know that if there is a problem, tell me what it is so that I can fix it, so that I can know, so that I can be aware. Because I'm not a mind reader. Like, I can't fix issues that I don't know, like, what the issue
Yeah,
is,
like,
you know?
communicate it.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't have got, my feelings wouldn't have been hurt. I would have respected that more if you would have just told me, like,
Exactly.
what the
Just
issue
say it.
was, you know? Like, whatever, you know? And I literally told her, I gave her an out. I was like, so is there like anything like that you want to tell me, like that I can work on, you know, like anything? And she was like, no, I feel like we're like on the same page now. We just have to respect each other's spaces, whatever. And I was like, okay, like, and I knew in that moment, I was like, this is probably it, because the fact that you can't even be honest with me about certain things that you're feeling. And then there would be like, I remember one day, and I'm gonna be petty, I'm gonna put this out there. There was one day, because I would like clean the house. I was like the nanny, like clean the house, take care of the kid, like whatever. Like, they paid me well, more than happy to do it. So I woke up, it was like 10:30. I had already taken the kid to school, and I was vacuuming at 10:30. Oh my gosh, that's so late in the day. Everyone had literally been up for at least 3 hours at this point, except for Tanya. And I honestly didn't even like think about it. And yeah, I can see how that is annoying, but also, again, like, to be upset that I'm vacuuming your house and then come out with an attitude about it. Like, are you
Yeah.
gonna do it? No.
No.
So, like, be nice, or after the 5 minutes that it takes me to vacuum, go back to sleep. Like, I
Right.
don't, like, it's really like not that big of an issue. And then it just like, there was little things like, I tried to plan a surprise birthday party for her, and I contacted the friend that she was talking shit about me with, and I didn't know that at the time, but I contacted her and was like, you know, come, like, I'm trying to plan this like surprise party, whatever. It like fell through, but her birthday was a huge thing to her, and you know, we did try to put something on, but nothing is ever like good enough. So I don't, that's a whole other story in its own. Um, and again, like, I think I was getting on her nerves because, like Lily said before, like, I'm one of those friends that I'll just like tell it to you straight. And she was complaining about certain things. And I was just like, okay, well, if you're looking for things to complain about, obviously it's not going to be a great experience. Like, so
Right.
probably don't focus on the bad, focus on the good. Like, there was like two bad and like a pool of like 10 good things. So it's like,
Yeah.
that's why I said that. And so I think like that made her feel like, you know, I can't talk to her, which I'll take, you know, I'll take that on. Like, maybe I should have like said something differently. But yeah, there's just like little things like that. You know, time goes on, and this like during Christmas, after Christmas, so it's like early January, and I had been waiting for a letter to come for like 2 or 3 weeks. My aunt always sends me a Christmas card every Christmas. There's always something in it, like, you know, let me know if you guys have any family members that do that for you. It's so sweet, love it. And obviously, like, every dollar counted to me at that point because I was saving for college. Like, I'm about to go to school. Like, you know, whatever it was, like, that's a dollar is a dollar. Like, let me put in my savings account.
Correct.
So,
A dollar is a dollar. That's on
right,
period.
right. So I would always ask, like, oh, did you guys check the mail? Did you guys get anything? It was always no. So I was like, whatever. My aunt had even asked a few times, like, have you gotten my letter? And I was like, no, I don't know. Like, it must be lost in the mail. And one day, I was coming back. It was early in the morning because I was doing cycle bar and I would go like way early. So I was coming back, and I think I was on the phone with my boyfriend, and
Yeah, you were on the phone with him.
yeah, and I was like, you know, grabbing my stuff out of the car, and I see like these papers like shoved underneath the seat, and the only thing that caught my eye was this stamp. It was like a golden stamp. It was like a Christmassy stamp, and I was like, oh, how weird. Like, maybe they checked the mail and they like left it in here. So I go to grab it, and it's like their mail and then my letter ripped open, and I was like, what? I was
Yeah.
like, I was so Like, I was shook for a second. I was like, I don't even know what to do. So I hang up with Edgar. I was like, that's my boyfriend. I hung up with him, and I like open it, and there's nothing in the card. And I was like, that's strange because my aunt always sends me something. So I call her. I'm like, girl, like, I got your card. And she's like, did you? And I was like, yeah. Just by chance, like, was there supposed to be anything in it? And she was like, yeah, I left $20 in there for you. And I was like, oh, like, that's funny because it's not here. But my letter is like, and it was like ripped open, like shoved back in. And I was like, it's just so dirty. Like, whatever, $20, not a big deal.
It's not the amount. It
Right.
literally is the fact that you opened it and took it.
Yeah. And, you know, the whole thing with that was like, you know, like, why would we don't need that money. And it's like, I know for a fact it wasn't Tanya that took it. I know it was her partner because her partner was really like, which is fine. Like, I'm not, a lot of people are like that. They get like really scarce with money, or like, you know, like, I don't want to spend too much. Like, I don't want my like bank account to go too low. And I totally understand that. I'm not going to like discredit that. I'm not going to like bash that. Like, that's like an honest fear to have. Like, that's fine. But don't steal from other people. And, so, with this information, I automatically call Tanya because I noticed that I didn't think they were home at all. So I call her and I was like, where are you? Because if she was in the house, I was just going to go down there and, you know, confront it head on. But I call and she's like, we're at Lucy's parents' house. I'm like, oh, perfect. Like, let me be a petty bitch and just like expose everything right now. So I went off. I was mad. I was hurt. I was like, what? Like, I don't know why you guys would feel the need to steal from me, and I told her, I was like, I don't know if you knew or not, and this and that. Like, I genuinely don't know, but here's how I feel. Like, a bitch was screaming. I was crying. I was like,
Mad.
hurt.
Yep.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding me? And after that, I call Lily and I'm like, girl, like, I'm done. I am done.
This
Because,
called me crying.
yeah,
Like, and let me tell you my side really, really quick. Just a
go
little
for it.
summary. I was going to work and it was just a regular day for me. Like, I had the same routine. And I remember when I saw your name pop up on my phone, I had this feeling that something was wrong. And I was like, something's wrong. And I answered the phone.
And that's on connection.
And that's on feeling because it's energy.
Right. So, and also I would like to say that she was getting ready for work. Like, she literally had to be to work in like 30 minutes and she dropped everything. And she was like, yeah, get you a friend like that. She was like, girl, I'm on my way. Like, say no more. I'm on my way.
I literally remember when she told me what happened, I was in such shock because just a week before that, we were at Tanya's house.
Yeah.
And we were hanging out.
That's another,
having a good time, getting high, you know, living our best lives.
Right. And that's another funny thing is like me, Lily, Tanya, we were like the Three Musketeers, like, hello, like, hey.
We were good friends.
Yeah.
But I just remember when, she called me. After we hung up, I called my manager and I was like, I'm going to be late. I'm so sorry, but there's like a situation going on. And I was honest with her because after everything happened and I went to work, well, she'll tell you what happens after, but I went to work and I was like, honestly, like, this is what happened. Like, someone stole from my friend, blah, blah, blah. And my manager I love my ex-manager. I wish it was still there. She just like was so understanding. She's like, oh my God, I hope she's okay. I totally understand.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, continue.
And so, so I call Lily, tell her what happened. As soon as I get off the phone with Lily, Lucy calls me. And she's the fucking audacity, I swear to God.
The audacity. The nerve.
She tells me, I don't know what you're talking about. She was like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I didn't take anything. And first of all, if someone called me saying like, oh my God, you took $20, I would call them and be like, girl, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you're crazy. But she was just like so calm and sweet about it, which is so weird. And she was like, no, I don't know. Like, I don't know what you're
Like,
talking about.
acting clueless.
Yeah, and I told her, I was like, so who took it? Casper? Like, Casper the fucking ghost? Like no.
Right.
And so I just hung up because I was like, honestly, like, don't call me, don't lie to me. Like, I am so done. Like, so I go into the house and I start packing my stuff because I was like, no. Like, I've already been burned by a friend, like, in that same year. Like, I'm not even gonna, no. Like, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna wait around for it to happen or wait around for some excuses or some explanation. Like, I do not care. It would have been okay or not okay. It would have made it better if they would have owned up to it. We could have talked about it, moved on, whatever. But no, I didn't want to be honest. So I'm packing everything. I bring the mail in from the car and I leave it on the table with the letter. And I texted, I like made a little group chat and I was like, because obviously no one can remember like what it looked like or how it was. I put it with your mail that was with the letter and how the letter was left. So hopefully that refreshes your memory. There you go. And so yeah, I just like packed my stuff. Lily came. She was like helping me pack too. Like this whole time I'm just like,
she was like tearing up, like angry at the same time, and I was just throwing shit in her bag. I was like, let's go, what else you got?
Yeah, and like this is like 2 months worth of like luggage too, so it's like a lot.
We packed
and
quick.
We did, and I did forget my favorite leggings there and my favorite sweater, but honestly, whatever, rest in peace. And I would just like to remind everyone, this is like the cherry on top of the tomato. The cherry on top of the tomato. What the hell? The cherry on top of the sundae.
This bitch really put cherry on top of a fucking tomato.
It's like,
I don't
I'm
know
getting
what kind
heated.
of smoothies or what kind of milkshakes you be drinking.
I'm getting heated all over again. Because, you know, like, just to preface, like, I already knew about the, like, talking shit behind my back thing before. I knew that things were off. And then this was kind of the thing that was like, wow, like, things are really off. So then, like, in the midst of packing and, like, getting into Lily's car, she's going to take me to her house. I get a text saying, you know, I believe Lucy, like, she wouldn't lie to me, this and that. I don't know.
Shake my motherfucking head.
Yeah, she literally said maybe someone broke into the car and like maybe sometimes she checks the mail and like leaves it in there. And I was like, what? And let me tell you, I got these pillows for Christmas from my stepmom. And these are like $60 pillows. Like they're not cheap. They were like nice, like in the box. And you can see them in the back seat. I just had forgotten to take them out, but they were still back there. And so I literally texted her back and I was like, you're right. Someone broke into the car, looked under the seat, opened the letter, took the $20, put the letter back, but didn't take the $60 pillows. You're so right. Like that makes so much sense.
So much sense. And all the other things that were in there too. Just
literally like a car full of stuff. Like
they just took the $20.
Yeah, I'm like, you're fucking right. Like genius. So
no broken windows, no broken car.
Right. Like
they had the keys.
You're right. So I was just like, okay. Like that's when I was like, you know what? And you know, I didn't because I do like I said, like me and Tanya had like a sisterhood. Like it wasn't an easy friendship to let go of. Like, and it's things that I'm still going through now. Like sometimes I catch myself thinking about her or her kid because I do like love them. Like I do, and I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh my god, I don't care anymore. Like I do. Like that's something that's gonna take a while to get over. But again, like, do I want to put myself in a situation where something like that happens again? No. So at this point, you know, I just text her back and I was like, you know what? That's fine. Take your fiance's side. That's more than okay. I'm not gonna tell you not to. That's your fiance. Do what you gotta do. I'm sorry to leave things on this note. I know that you guys have like a big group of people that can help you with your kid. So it's really like, I don't need to be there. And it's not the best for me to be there because you guys don't even want to, you don't want to see me on my worst day. I'm going to remove myself from the situation. But like they did owe me like, you know, a couple weeks of pay. And so I did ask for that because, you know, a bitch has to go back to LA now. And I had to buy my flight and whatever. So I was like, I hope that you can still honor that and pay me back, which they did. And I still am like really grateful for that. Like, you know, I'm not going to be a petty bitch and be like, oh my God, like, no, like, thank you for that. But then what was also kind of like weird is they sent me extra. And so it's like the extra for the $20 that you took, right? Like
right.
You know, like it's kind of just like a dead giveaway. Like I don't know why
you feel bad. So now you're giving me my money, give me more money.
Yeah, and so I don't know if, you know, at the end of the day she was lying in bed thinking like, dang, like maybe Lucy did take it. Like I don't, whatever the case is, it's still not okay that she was talking shit about me behind my back with someone that doesn't even know me. And she was talking shit about things that she never brought to my attention. So like that's not fair. Like I didn't even have a chance to fix it. Like
Correct.
you don't do that. So yeah, so I was going to go back to LA, but I was like, okay, so I don't start school for another month. Like, what am I gonna do? And so you know what? Me and Lily, we had the best like 2.5 weeks
2 weeks
ever.
Yes.
We were like on fire. We would meditate at night together. We
go to work out in the morning. Dude, tell me why our bitches woke up at 5 in the morning to go work out.
Every morning. But it was great.
Morning.
We would be
so much fun.
We would get back to the house around like 7-ish, like have breakfast and just being awake together before the whole world was awake. Like that was so like nice. And it was just honestly, like everything happens for a reason because those were the best 2 weeks ever. Like, and that's what made us like closer than ever. Like that was like, it was like a friendship retreat. Like, hello.
It was. It was so much fun. I literally will always remember those 2 weeks. It was just meant to be because my best friend was living with me and soon we're gonna live again together. But like, and we were just there for each other, just living our best lives.
It was so nice. I mean, I guess just to wrap my little story with my story, like she is an ex-friend now, and it is sad and it does suck because sometimes I'm not gonna lie, like she was a part of my life for like 6 years. So there's certain things that I wish I could like sometimes call her and tell her even still. And it's been like months after and I'm still like getting myself out of that habit of being like, oh, I need to call and like, you know, whatever. And then I'll see pictures of her kid and like, that's a whole other story. And I wish I would have handled that better because there was a kid involved. And I do like, I'll take ownership of that. Like I could have done that way better because I don't know what I caused the kid now. And I don't know. Such a great kid. Anyway, yeah, but that ended, and I hope that one day, I hope that things go well for their little family and that they were able to talk and kind of grow from that situation. And I hope that she was able to grow from that situation. And, you know, if anyone out there is listening to this, if you have a problem with your friend, address them head on before you go talk to somebody else. And if you're going to talk to somebody else, talk to someone that they know so that they have an idea of the character of the other person. Because going to someone who doesn't know them is an automatic, like, oh my God, like, you're in the right. No. Like, go to someone that will tell you how it is. Because, boo-boo, you were not in the right. And there was parts where I wasn't in the right either. But we could have talked about it. Like, that whole thing could have been avoided. But, you know, you live and you learn, you do things and you grow. And now that's just something that's made me stronger, something that I've learned from, something that I will never let happen again. But it also has given me like this trust issue because sometimes I'll be in like group settings where I'm like, oh my God, are these people talking shit about me? Like, I feel like that now. And always trust your gut because before I knew about before I knew about the whole like talking shit thing, when we did hang out with this other girl that she was talking before we met, like that whole thing was weird. Like it was like a third wheel. Like we were in high school again. And I was like, this is weird. Like we're not in high school. I don't know why you're like trying to push me out or trying to embarrass me or and whatever. Like I remember like a comment that she made was, I will be the first to tell you, I use Bath and Body Works, like, love their scents. So if a bitch wants to wear Bath and Body Works spray, like, let her. I don't care. And she said something about, like, well, you smell like a middle schooler. Like, okay, Tanya, like, your point? Can I help
Your
you?
point is, I
Yeah.
smell delicious.
There was also, like, other, like, toxic traits about that friendship, and it's just something, like, looking back, like, I'm glad I don't have to worry about that anymore. Like, if you have a friend that makes you feel bad about yourself, or, like, leaving, hanging out with them, you feel drained, that's not your friend.
That's not your friend.
That's not your friend.
You're their puppet. You're their puppet.
Yeah, like, get out. So,
Yeah.
and I guess I always knew that because there was also times in high school where it was like she chose the more like popular person or the better friend to hang out with. She would go through like these cycles where she was really close friends with someone and then she would come back to me. She'd go and be really close friends with someone and then come back to me. So, you know, maybe it was just a friendship that went on longer than it was supposed to. And yeah, but I don't have any regrets about having that friendship because she was there for me in some like hard parts of my life. But yeah, I guess that's just how I'm going to end it. And
I just want to say thank you guys for listening
yes,
to our part 2 episode. We will have our next podcast up, of course, on Monday. And yeah, please stay tuned to further podcasts and to what we're going to talk about.
yes, we will talk to you guys next week.
Yes.
We're so excited.
And also, if you give our Instagram a follow, you'll be able to get a little preview of what our conversations will be about. If it's more serious, if it's a little bit teary-eyed, if it's funny, if it's a good time. We're always having a good time, and that's on period.
Yes. Let us know if you need any advice. Like, tell us your story with your ex-friends. Let us know if you're going through something right now. And if you ever wish to be called a different name or want to be anonymous, let us know that so we don't, like, you know, expose anybody.
Oh,
but, yeah.
Yeah. Also, if you guys like this ex-friend series, me and Sadie have more ex-friends. So give it a like if you guys like this a lot. Let us know. Maybe in the future we'll do another ex-friends story. But again, thank you guys so much for listening. We love you. Follow our Instagram. Listen to us on all streaming platforms. And also, hopefully we have our TikTok up. So give us a follow on that too.
Yes. So we will chat soon, bitches. See you next week.
See you next week. We love you.
Bye.